Okay. Ooh. This is a good one. Um, so yeah, natural keep. I have three of the four horsemen. I have a bridge, I have a discard spell, and then I have the Shredder Bobble combo. And combined with three lands, this is almost a perfect hand against the average opponent. Um, Go for the Thoughtseize first because I'm afraid that my opponent might have a Ragavan. I see this hand and I'm like, huh, that's interesting. So I'm not too worried about the ending because I see it looks like they're just on two colors, so they won't be able to ending the bridge. If they try to ending my Shredder, I have plenty of other Shredders, and I can, if I play it right, I can copy it in response with Gardens. So, okay. Let's see, Concealed Courtyard. So I see the jar, and I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm like, do we know each other? So yeah, they go for the draw step surgical. That's good. So they're somewhat familiar with Lantern at least. They know to do it. Wait to the draw step. And then that means that they're going to see what I'm on. So I have two Shredders now. There's the surgical. No. Okay. So I look at their top card, and they have a Shredder. I don't want them to have a Shredder, so I mill it. And yes, normally I would use the bobble for myself instead, but in this matchup, like almost all of our cards are good, and almost all the opponent's cards are good. So that means I need to try to keep them off as many good cards as possible. So there's the ending. I got the Shredder. They played the Swamp. I didn't play the Bridge yet because I could draw a Saga, and I want to be able to copy my Shredder if I have to, because this is one of those where the person with who draws the most lanterns loses, pretty much. So, and sure enough, there's a Saga. So good thing I didn't cast that Bridge. And I'm gonna wait on the Gardens. Okay, that's the last known card. So suspend the tutor, keep the mana up to make a token with Saga or to copy with Gardens. So we're both drawing lands, but I'm drawing slightly better lands. So now I know my opponent has just dead stuff in hand. Um, I don't think they have a mill rock that would have played it. They probably would have played a bridge now that they see that I have a Saga with tokens. Um, so I'm thinking they just drew lands, more than likely. There is a chance they drew a lantern, but they wouldn't play that because if they were to play that, I'm the one with the Shredder. I'm in the advantageous position. So I think I play the lantern. Yeah. So now I'm going to look at their hand. Sure enough, they did have a lantern. They have a spire uh, with left in the hand. So now, just with this lock, I've won the game. Uh, yeah, Gardens is going to be able to copy Shredder. Gardens copy Shredder. I kill them with tokens. So we go to game two. Um, so a trick about the lantern mirrors is you side out your lanterns. You side out your lanterns. And you can see why in that game one. In game two, you set out your lanterns, and then like if your opponent plays a lantern, that's great because that means that the lantern they drew you're probably drawing a mill rock instead, or some other sideboard card. Um, and it appeared, so my opponent kind of knew the idea that playing a lantern or having a lantern when the opponent has a mill rock is a bad thing, but they did not side out their lanterns. So looks like they're not aware of that. Um, this is pretty good. Yeah, to get rid of my duress. Um, yeah. So Pixis and Bobble. So now, because almost all of my cards are so much better, I think I use the Pixis on myself with or Bobble on myself. Oh wait, no, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I use it on them. I mean, same reasoning as the other game, I guess. Yeah. So they're gonna needle my Pixis, but they have 3 cards left, and my cards are better than theirs, probably. And Terra Sunder's pretty good there. So Stirrings, get a Shredder. Notice like every single card I draw is good. Yeah. Yeah. So they're out of cards. Yeah, Bobble I think is probably the worst card that I've drawn so far. So now they do have a lantern. Um, they do not want me to have a saga. But they can't do anything about the tutor that I have on suspend. So I don't pop the bauble yet because I'm going to use that to mess with their draws. They don't, yeah. It's weird they're playing a Triome. I don't know why. So tutor's going to go off. I'm going to be able to get a mill rock, I think. No, oh, I'm sorry, a saga, of course. Durr. They don't want me to get the other saga. So this saga is going to do a number of things for me. Oh, and I also set it in my Emrakul, but I do not want to draw it, so I fetch. But the saga is going to be a win con, and it's going to get me a mill rock. I am not going to play the bridge. And I'm thinking my opponent probably sided out their bridges. So it's good. They have a lock, really, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm about to get a saga. And 2 guys. Yeah, they didn't know about the 1 unknown card, I guess. So make my dude. And I think I get a what's it called? A needle naming Shredder, because I don't want them to be able to pay 5 and get something back. So you can see, even with me drawing all these lands, my draws have been better because I didn't draw a lantern. Yeah, needle on Shredder. And Welding Jar is really not great against me since I started doing Terra Sunder instead. Welding Jar does absolutely nothing. Unless, I mean, I guess it stops, what's it called? A trophy. Yeah, they don't want it to rest. I already know my hand. So they're searching for a bridge. But like I said, they probably sighted him out. So now I'm gonna make them have to mill. Yeah. Uh, Unfortunately for them, I did draw the terrace under before they did the mill. Um, Now the terrace under, what that's gonna let me do is, even if they get a bridge, I'll be able to do it. I'll be able to get it. Um, yeah. So they get rid of my trophy. Uh, yeah, I try to talk to them. That looked like a build a bosses list. But yeah, pretty cake match.